Hi friends, it's Deanna here today, and today we are making the Be Outstanding overalls. Super cute, super quick, and so I can't wait to get started. Today I will be making the traditional straight option, but if you're doing the sweetheart top, you will just, whenever I go straight, you will just go round it, and I'll mention that. And then I'm making the flare pants options, but I will let you know how you can do your ruffles for your shorties or for your ruffled pant option. So let's go ahead and get started. But before I do, let me remind you about our Fun Fan giveaway of $50 Ellie and Meg gift certificate. And we do that every month. So if you subscribe to our channel, comment under our videos, you are entered to win our giveaway. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe right now, and then comment under our video, and you will be entered for our giveaway of $50 Ellie Meg gift certificate. You can buy all the patterns that you have been looking at, and that would be so fun. And then you can come back and sew them with me. So let's go ahead and get started. And then yeah, so again, I'm using the Be Outstanding overall pattern from Ellie and Mac. I already cut out all my pieces, so let's do it. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make our straps. So I've got I already made one, so I'm gonna make another one to show you. We're gonna fold it right sides together, okay, and we're gonna sew that raw edge. We're gonna sew one short raw edge and the long raw edge. So we're gonna sew up and down. Now you can use your serger, you can use your sewing machine, because I'm using woven fabric for this. So either one will work just fine, but I'm using my serger just because I like the finishing my serger does. I'm not worried about my fabric fraying, so that's why I like to use my serger. But you can definitely use your sewing machine. I would probably finish it up with a zigzag stitch along the edge, and then do a straight stitch on the inside of that stitch so that it won't fray. All right, so we've got our strap. As you can tell, it's just along. We sewed at the top and then went over. I'm just gonna clip a little bit of these tails. See, up and over. This back is open, and that's where we're gonna go in through and turn it. We're gonna turn this all the way right side out so that our strap is right side out. All right, so I'm all the way at the end. I usually do like use either a pencil, a ruler, whatever I've got in hand, orange stick, to push those edges out so it will be nice and crisp at the edge of the corners. And then we're gonna go ahead and steam it down so it's nice and flat. So now we've got our strap, and I did the same thing with my other strap. So I've got two straps right now, 1 and 2. I'm gonna grab my back bodice outer. I'm gonna open it, and right here on my straight edge top, the right side of my back bodice outer, that straight edge top, I'm gonna grab it. See where it's got that raw edge still? I'm gonna put it right sides together, and I'm going to put my one strap on. Let me make sure. I always like to make sure that I put them on correctly, because I don't want them to, yes. Okay, so they're kind of curved out, because I'm trying to remember if they're curved out or curved in. So they're curved out, and I'm gonna put the other one right on top again. So they're right next to each other, facing right sides together. There's really kind of like not right and wrong, except for the fact that if your seam kind of went over on one side and you want that to be your back, so you just want to make sure you look at that. So they're right sides together, kind of on an angle. And now we're going to go ahead and pin them to your back bodice, to the front of your back bodice, the right side of your back bodice. And I'm going to sew them on right here. I'm going to show you. I'm gonna sew them on right there so that they stay put. See how they come all at the top? They're right sides together. I'm gonna do just a straight sew right there. Then when we sew our when we sew our liner and outer bodice together, those straps will be encased in. All right, so they are sewn on. My straps are on. Now we're gonna go ahead and do our same for our loops. We're gonna grab our right sides together, our loops, put them right sides together, and we're on our loops. We're only sewing the one side. We're not sewing the top. We're just sewing the long side. So once we sew that long side, we're gonna use, if you wanna use a safety pin or, you know, I don't know what kind of tool you like to use for turning it, but we're gonna turn our little hoop thing over. And I actually really like that we're doing hoops, because when I was looking at this pattern, I was thinking, oh, I wonder if I have to do a buttonhole to like put our strap through. And I was like, no, because I do not love doing buttonholes, but the loops are so much easier. So I was so glad. Yes, thank you. All right, this time we're gonna grab our front bodice. Look at that, so cute. Our front bodice. And if you have the sweetheart bodice, you're going to place the loops on where the sweetheart goes up, on the top of every sweetheart bump. But bump, I don't know. But since I'm doing the original, just the straight version, I'm gonna go a ½ inch in from the outside. I'm gonna grab my loops and I'm gonna put them wrong sides together like so to make a loop. And then I'm going to pin it right sides together to the fabric, the outside of my bodice, front bodice, the right side of my front bodice. And I'm going to put them right side, a ½ inch from the side, from the edge, pin, and then I'm gonna sew them on. I just went through my skin. See, they're right there, they're attached. Now I'm gonna go ahead and sew them on just like I did my other straps. Ow, I keep pinning myself. Come on. I made myself bleed a little bit. Okay, so now the loops are on, see? So when you sew the liner on, then they'll be, okay. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our bodice front liner and place it right side up, and our bodice back outer. There's a outer and outer, sorry. Outer and outer, right sides together. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the liner, and we're gonna meet those side seams. So we're gonna sew those side seams together on the outer and the outers together, and then I'm gonna grab my liners, right sides together. Again, the liners together, right sides together. Add those raw edges on the sides, side raw edges. And we're gonna sew those raw edges together, the sides. So let's do that. All right, so now once those raw edges are sewn, I'm gonna turn my liner right side out, and I'm gonna fit it right into my outer bodice, so that the right side of my liner is touching the right side of my liner. Liner and outer are touching right sides together. So it's now in there. My loops are facing down. My straps are down, so you can see it. Okay, and we're gonna pin it all the way around the top edge. I have a bunch of thread hanging out. everywhere. There's thread everywhere. Okay, right sides together. We're pinning at the top, going around the edge. That shoulder seam right here, the inseam, that armpit seam. Make sure your loops are in. Make sure your straps are in. Here's the top of the back. Again, right sides together. There's a little bit of my straps hanging out. That's okay. I'm gonna eat over them. I'd rather eat over them right there than not have enough and then them like not be sewn on correctly and like come out. So that's why I kind of left a little piece hanging out there at the top. So I'll show you. My right sides are together and I'm pinned all the way around the top. Okay, so I'm gonna sew all the way around that top raw edge, making sure that my straps are cut and my loops are cut as well, okay, on the front. All right, now if you did a straight stitch on your sewing machine, right now you might want to clip out if you had any extra trimmings hanging out, you might want to clip that. But since I did my serger, I already have it all clipped, so now I'm just turning it. Here's my loops, turning it right side out, and steaming. How cute, how cute. So exciting. This is gonna be super cute. It's looking adorable already. And our bodice is finished. Let me put my strap on here so you can see how cute this is gonna look. Okay, so here's our front, okay? So we're gonna move on to our pants. We're gonna grab our pants or shorts. We're gonna grab both of our fronts and we're gonna put them in both of our backs. We're gonna do this to the front and our backs, right sides together, meeting at the curved crotched area. And we're going to sew that curve together. Okay, so all the way down. And our front and our backs together. So here's one. I'm gonna go ahead and do it for the other one because I like to just kind of do both of them at the same time. Okay. Right sides together, sew the curve. Again, you can do serger or sew machine. All right. So now that my inseam is sewn, my crotch seam, kind of my back seam, I'm gonna open them up and I'm gonna put them right sides together. I'm gonna meet them at the side. Again, this is for pants and shorts version. This is for both of the versions, all three versions really, because there's a pant version, a flare pant version, a ruffle pant version, so that's two pants version, and then there's the short versions. Well, actually there's the regular short version and then there's ruffle short version. So many options with this pattern. We're gonna sew the sides and also the inseam. So we're gonna meet it right here at the crotch seam and we're gonna go down to one side and go down the other side. And we're gonna sew those seams together. So right here and the sides to build those pants. Here we are. If you're doing the flared option or the regular shorts option without the pleat, without the ruffles, right now is where you would go ahead and hem. And with hemming woven fabrics, if you're doing knit, all you'll do is you 1/2 inch allowance and you can go ahead and hem. But with a woven, you have to do 1/4 inch and then 1/4 inch because they woven phrase, so you want to do it twice, or you can go around and serge the raw edge around the whole thing, and then fold the raw edge, after you serge the raw edge, you would fold that serge edge up and then go ahead and top stitch, and that's how you can hem them as well. If you're doing the ruffle version, what you're going to do is you're going to grab your main ruffle and your small ruffle, and you're going to gather them. First you're going to hem them. So again, like I said, if you're using woven, 1/4 inch up, 1/4 inch up, and hem. Okay, so let's pretend these both are hemmed. Then we're going to go ahead and sew right sides together at the short raw edge. That short raw edge, we're going to sew right sides together. Okay, and I'm going to save this because I think I might make the ruffled version as well because they are so cute. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to gather our ruffle the width of our pant leg. Now this one's a lot wider because it's the wide option, but if you're doing the regular option, it's going to be more tapered. So we're going to gather it the width. You're going to use your preferred gathering method, and you're going to gather it. Okay, let's say it's gathered. And then we're going to do the same thing for our short one. We're going to gather the width of the pant leg. Once you have gathered them both the width of the pant leg, you're going to fit the shorter ruffle on top of the wider ruffle, right sides together. The right side of the wrong side of the short ruffle, touching the right side of the long ruffle. So I'm going to turn this right side out. So long ruffle is right side, short ruffle is right side out. They're both right side out, and you're going to fit them right on top of each other. Now, these should be gathered already, so let's pretend they are gathered. And then you're going to top stitch along the top so that they're cut together. So you're going to put all the seams, all the raw edges together, and you're going to top stitch all the way around when it's already gathered. Or because this is what do you call it? Knit, and it's very soft, I might, to save time, go ahead and fit them together like so, and then go back and do my gathering stitch. I like to gather with a long straight basting stitch, and I start at one edge, and a lot of times I'll grab my sewing machine and I hold the tension a little bit, and that helps my fabric to gather. But make sure that your edges are even as you're gathering. I'm just going to go ahead and do this gather so I can show you what I mean. Okay. And so now you'll have both layers, the longer ruffle and the shorter ruffle, right sides together. So if you ruffle them at different times, then you're just basting those two ruffles together. But I ruffle them at the same time because why not? Save me some time. So see, now they are ruffled together. Now I'm going to grab my pant leg, turn it right side out. Turn it right side out so I can show you what I'm doing. And I'm going to grab my ruffle. I'm going to feed it right sides together with the pant leg right here. And I'm going to meet those raw edges right sides together and sew that ruffle right onto my pant leg like so. Okay, and then you'll have that ruffle. And I'm almost kind of regretting not doing the ruffle because it's super cute, but I also love the flared pants, and I think they're super cute too. So I might have to do like two, so that way I have a flared and a ruffled. It's kind of steaming it to give it that shape, cute little shape. So cute. Okay, so now the last step is putting our bodice and our pants together. Okay, and the way we're gonna do that is you have already basically quartered your pants because they have front, back, and side seams. So those are my quarters. We're gonna grab our bodice. We have our side seams. So I wanna make a quarter seam. So I'm gonna meet those two side seams together. And then I'm gonna go to the back and just a little notch and go to the front and just a little notch. And those are my front and my back. So now I'm gonna fit. First, I gotta figure out which was my front and which was my back. My back rise goes up a little bit, so we know that's the back, okay? And I'm going to feed my bodice right sides together with my, let me take the straps off. I don't want them to get caught. Right sides together onto my pants. So the right side of the bodice is touching the right side of my pants, okay? And we're gonna meet at the front, at the sides. Make sure all your seams are together, bodice, liner, and outer. Bodice, liner, outer, and pants. The back seam. And the other side seam. And then we're gonna go ahead and sew it together. Ho, 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 ho. I am loving it. Let me start at the back because I always like to start at the back. That was the back already and I turned it. Make sure you're sewing all 3 layers while you're doing this so they don't come off. And nothing else. Make sure you move everything else out of the way. All the straps and everything. We are done. Now all we need to do is make sure you give it a good steam. I like to steam it from the wrong side. So that way I can make sure that my seams all go the same way. I want them all going the same way. That way they're not wiggly and crooked. Now I can turn it right side out. And my overalls are done. How stinking cute is this? And what I'll do is I'll fit it through here and then like make a little knot at the end. So that way it doesn't come out. And then that way too, if it's a little bit bigger on your daughter or son, if you made him longer straps, then it could be tighter or looser, so that way they can grow into as they get older. And they are done. Tell me these are not like the cutest things ever. I love them so much. I want my own pair. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything that I did. Please comment, like, share, and come join us on our Facebook or Instagram. We love to see what you're making, and we want you to be inspired what everybody else is making. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.